This morning, we turn our attention to, I think, a troubling development in South Africa's education system. 464 public schools do not offer mathematics as a subject, and the revelation has sparked concern among parents, educators, and policy experts alike, as maths remains a gateway subject for many careers in science, engineering, and technology. But let's have a holistic discussion about this now with the Chief Director for Math, Science, and Technology at the Department of Basic Education. This is Seliki, Tlhabane, and SADTU's national spokesperson, Tlhabane. To the pair of you, good morning. Thanks for waking up early with us. We do appreciate your time this morning. So we've learned this, and I think let's just start then with the Department of Basic Education. And Seliki, we can kick off with you around why this is.
Thank you very much, Iman, and good morning to the newsroom viewers and to Nomusa as well. Iman, it is as a result of multiple factors that we have schools that are not offering mathematics. One of them is the number of learners in a particular school. There are some of the schools that are very small, and as a result, our post-provisioning model would not be able to supply the number of teachers that would be able to offer a wide range of subjects. So as a result, the school finds itself having to offer a very lean combination of subjects because the number of teachers are allocated according to the number of learners. So if a school is very small, it would have very few teachers. If a school is very big, it would have very large number of teachers. The second thing is the issue of the myth that mathematics is a difficult subject. But it is not just a myth in other instances, because the real experience with the subject by the learners causes them to fear the subject because they are finding it difficult to understand. Coming to the issues of teacher competencies, teacher capabilities, and in which case we need to work with our teachers to support them so that their capabilities and their skills are actually upped. It is not only in teaching, in all careers. Yeah. People may need to be skilled up so that they perform at certain levels. But the majority of our teachers are qualified. We used to deal with the issue of unqualified teachers. We have gone past that. Most of our teachers are qualified, so we do not point to this issue as a reason. The other reason that is based
before you move on, Seliki, let's just stay then, because everything that you've said points back to teachers as well as teacher competency. And I know that you're being careful about not saying that, you know, it's the teacher's fault essentially, but that's what it seems to be boiling down to. And I would love Nomusa's response to that before we break that down a little further. Nomusa, good morning.
Good morning, and good morning to your viewers.
And I'm
the issue of...
Yeah, I mean, I think you have the question. Go ahead.
Yes, yes. I mean, when learners reach grade 10, they have to choose the subjects or the paths that they need to follow, and they are given options to choose between mathematics and math literacy. And the trend is many learners are opting to go for math literacy, and so in a school, then the school has got to weigh, you know, and then the school offer the subjects according to the number of learners that opt for the subject. But I think, however, we need to do more to encourage learners to opt for mathematics instead of opting for maths literacy. There's this trend that maths literacy is easier, and people are looking at passing matric and not looking at the quality of the matric that they have. They would therefore go for the easier option. We feel more needs to be done to encourage learners to opt for pure mathematics, because teachers
Seliki has shared, one of the reasons, one of the off-putting reasons for mathematics is, either you don't have a teacher who can teach you and capture your imagination around mathematics, or somebody who's even qualified to teach the subject. Would you agree that that's one of the issues?
Yes, we don't have as many mathematics teachers as we have in other subjects. Like, we have fewer teachers who teach mathematics. It is at one stage one can say it's like a scarce skill because there are fewer mathematics teachers.
I mean, it's really shocking to hear, because Seliki, Minister Khwagube has cited resource limitations and low enrollment as some of the reasons that schools don't offer mathematics, and you've shared more reasons now. But why hasn't the department addressed them sooner, especially given the national priority that's placed on STEM or STEAM or STREAM education?
When it comes to resource allocation and speaking about the human resource, I think we have worked very hard to ensure that our universities produce the mathematics teachers who are qualified to offer the subject. Nomusa has raised a very important issue of children having to opt either for mathematics or mathematical literacy. There is no university in the country that trains teachers who teach mathematical literacy. All teachers that are in the system have been trained to teach mathematics. It's an issue of subject choices, sometimes by learners and parents, sometimes by school administration, in trying to see what subjects can we offer, and perhaps, as Nomusa indicated, opting for easier or what would be perceived to be easier options. Because history says if children offer these subjects, they're most likely to pass it. If we can get children to pass mathematics, we will surely draw more learners into the subject. And the results of the last 2 years, that has seen us register huge improvements at matric in particular, in terms of mathematics passes, has seen huge enrollments happening in 2025. Our data shows that we've got more learners this year doing mathematics in grade 12 than was the case in the last 2 years. And in grade 11, we've got more learners doing mathematics than was the last 2 years. And we've got more learners in grade 10 doing mathematics than the last 2 years. But as long as children find a very unpalatable experience with the subject and the result is not good looking, they will move away from it. The best way to draw them is to get our teachers to teach it in such a way that learners will be able to pass it.
How do you do that? And I guess the second question, Seliki, attached to that is what is being done to attract and retain more qualified mathematics teachers, especially in those areas you talked about, the rural and under-resourced areas where the teaching cohort is very, very small?
What is that we are doing? There are a number of things that we are doing, and I'm going to give long-term and short-term plans. The long-term is that we need to strengthen our foundation phase. In other words, when children start to learn the subjects at the beginning, it must be taught in such a way that they are going to acquire the requisite foundational knowledge that is going to enable them to be able to interact with the subject in a way that is going to be enjoyable and is going to result in good passes.
Yeah.
What we have also done as a department was to learn from other systems that are doing very well across the world, that they start children very early. Hence, we have brought ECD into basic education so that we may be able to teach them quite early and not just start them at grade 1, but start them a year at grade R. We are also introducing what we call...
I'm going to leave it there, Seliki, only because we're completely out of time this morning. But as you say, there is a process of beefing up at the foundational level the availability of mathematics teachers. But it is a critical issue we're going to definitely circle back on. It's worth a second discussion on this topic. Thank you both for waking up with us and for sharing your perspectives. That is Seliki Tlhabane from the Education Department and Nomusa Tembu, who speaks for Teacher Union SADTU. More